Assalamu alaikum, sisters and brothers. I'm Malik, and this is We Reflect the Light. This is where we look at current events that are taking place in the world today through the lens of the unsealed scriptures of the Bible that gives us detailed information on what is taking place in the world today and what is going to take place in the near future from the unsealed scriptures of the Bible. Sisters and brothers, we are at war. Today we're going to be speaking on the war in heaven, which is the war taking place in the Middle East with America, false Israel, and Iran. Sisters and brothers, the war that we're witnessing is the war in heaven. This is where we're at from Scripture. Right now, America is trying to barter a permanent conditions for a ceasefire or an end to this war, which from scriptures, sisters and brothers, will not hold. This ceasefire or this barter of a ceasefire is not going to sustain. It will not fully go into effect. There's no scriptures to back this ceasefire or this pause in the war. However, we're witnessing an act from Iran to the world as an actor of peace, as a facilitator of peace or righteousness that will hold itself to the responsibility of doing things right for its country and for the world. And it will defend what is right against those countries that unify themselves against what is right. So this gesture is for the world to recognize exactly, again, what false Israel and America is about. What for the world to witness their nature. And there will be no question from the world on why false Israel and America and those backing them have to be destroyed. Sisters and brothers, so from scripture, we know that this is not going to hold. No pause, no peace. No, it's not going to take place. The unsealed scriptures share that America is going to keep trying to force its dominance, trying to force itself on. America will try to force its rule that it has lost. And they're going to do anything in their power to try to regain it. Sisters and brothers, each move or step America makes is just going to backfire and bring America's destruction up on it faster. America's Trump, America's president, Donald Trump, is just going to consistently make moves that is going to bring America's destruction upon them faster. So, sisters and brothers, we're witnessing the fall of America in real time. False Israel, the synagogue of the Satan, sisters and brothers, is opposing and is going to oppose any resolution to this war. So together, we're witnessing, the world is witnessing their actions in this attempt to resolve the issue of the Strait of Hormuz, which is a 21-mile wide area that 20% of the world's crude oil and other supplies move through. This is what the world's economic societies use to enter for the energy to their societies, to their economies, to their existence as a functioning nation. This is paralyzing. The blockage of the Strait of Hormuz is paralyzing nations. It's affecting people all throughout the world. And sisters and brothers, we think that this is not going to affect America. Sisters and brothers, what you're hearing are lies. They're not going to give you, speak the truth at any time. Everything is to block, keep you blind, and make you think that things are working out as they say they are. Sisters and brothers, in this gesture, Iran is causing the nations to push back and take a good look, as the scripture shares. Look. When you see the abomination of desolation, when you see the abomination that's causing desolation, when you see Jerusalem surrounded by armies, know that her desolation is near. Sisters and brothers, America is being watched intensively by the nations, because America can put a stop if it wanted to what false Israel is doing in the Middle East. False Israel cannot conduct any of its actions without the assistance of America and America's proxies. Sisters and brothers, the dragon, the House of Saud, Saudi Arabia, is also conducting or assisting in the pushback as well, with false Israel against Iran. So, this gesture that Iran is making is a game changer for America and for the world, the nations, because the nations are about to push against America. America's alliance, partners, her alliances with the European nations are about to be broken. The scriptures say all her lovers will leave her. America is going to find herself at war against nations from the outside and in the inside of America. There will be no doubt in the minds of the nations of who and what America stands for. All the nations have seen and are watching false Israel and America conduct genocide, genocide on nations that is unprovoked. that targeting when there's rules, regulations, laws, all broken. And false Israel and America are killing, purposely killing, targeting regular people. False Israel killed over 1,000 civilians in Lebanon over a couple of days of really one day. America is targeting schools, universities, hospitals, places where civilian targets in Iran. This is being watched. This is the world seeing what America and false Israel, who they really are. What are their nature? What that no one in their right mind can trust. Not only trust or deal with a people, a nation that has no moral standards, that holds themselves to no moral standards whatsoever, that cares for no one but itself. And false Israel, America and false Israel, excuse me, false Israel, and the nations are intensely watching. This gesture was an opportunity for America to just slow down. Its destruction, its fall. Just to slow it down just a little bit. Sisters and brothers, the world, nations, knows that this war has nothing to do with the safety of America, with the safety of false Israel. This attack on Iran was non-provoked. It is an attack of aggression. False Israel tries to now uses the media to flip the narrative as if false Israel is the victim. But the nations knows this fact and is speaking out in the UN by letting the false Israel know that what she thinks she was doing in the dark or get pushed, like let false Israel know, no, we see you. We know that you're not the one being attacked. We know that you're the occupier, that you are an abomination that is causing destruction, desolation in the Middle East. We know that you're the reason for the bombing of these countries, that you're causing this destruction. So again, sisters and brothers, you're seeing the abomination that is causing desolation. Uh-oh. Give me a moment. All right. When you see the abomination that causes desolation standing where it does not belong, let the reader understand. Sisters and brothers, the world is witnessing this abomination. Sisters and brothers, this sign is being established, made clear to the world. Iran is presenting to the world Satan, the synagogue of the Satan, the devil, the archaic, and the dragon. Showing The world that the rulers of the world, the powers that sanction the world, the power that is shared in scripture, the mark of the beast. How will you know who the beast is? The 666 that will if you don't have the mark, you can't buy or sell. So America is sharing, sanctioning, giving instruction who can sell, who can buy, and who you can buy from and who you cannot buy from. Now, sisters and brothers, these sanctions that America imposes on nations have to be agreed on and kept in place by an alliance of nations to the rule of America. Nations fears American intervention in America's ability to cause a disruption in their ability, in their economic abilities of these nations to stop or cause a problems with them receiving goods and exporting goods and selling goods to other nations. However, sisters and brothers, America is under watch by the nations. As the nations watch this abomination of desolation that is being carried out by America and false Israel. There's not one. This is a dual. It's not even just a duel. But this abomination of desolation is being carried out by America and false Israel. And they're been placed on widescreen by Iran for the nations to take a look. Look at this abomination. Look at what we have here. Look at what you're dealing with. Look at the Satan and the devil that is going to bring your world, your economy, hardships, murder, death, starvation, cannibalism to your doorstep. Look at him. Look at her. And her son. Look at her. America and false Israel. Look at them. They're the reason that your world economy is going to collapse. We didn't want it this way. However, we have to stand on what's right. We have to stand on our footing for our nation. First, we have to do for self. We have to represent our nation and defend our nation in self-preservation first. And in doing that, we're using a situation that is going to not only affect us, but affect the nations. And the nations have to either keep watching from afar, saying nothing, doing nothing on assisting what's right, and accepting the lies and injustice and evilness and evil, wicked nature and actions of America and false Israel. You're either going to accept what's taking place and accept America and false Israel to cause your people, your countries to suffer. Or, there you go, or the nations are going to have to come stand against the synagogue of Satan and the devil. And sisters and brothers, as it's shared in the unsealed scriptures that's been shared consistently with you, the outcome of this war. So, take that back. So, but when you see Jerusalem surrounded by armies, then recognize that her desolation is near. Her destruction is near. Jerusalem is false Israel. Now, sisters and brothers, something that took place in the last day or two in Jerusalem, that their main airport that is used to what is called Ben Gvir Airport has been shut down, unusable. Iran at 2:45 in the morning struck the Ben Gurion, something like that, airport, taking out not just the runway, but the fuel pumps, the electric, the towers and the electric facilities, everything that makes the airport functions. It is the biggest and the airport that is accessible to bring in to handle large scale operations of materials being imported and exported, as well as people, a hub for the coming and going of civilians. That has been brought to non-usable. So there's no operable way in to fly in or out. Ben Gvir, that's the name of it. Ben Gvir Airport of what? Tel Aviv. So the only way in or out will be to try to go of false Israel will be on land or sea, which it is on all sides hostility, hostile and everywhere to even get in and out. So now citizens of other countries are now locked inside of false Israel. Sisters and brothers, now we're witnessing this abomination of desolation. The world is witnessing it. It's been put on widescreen. On widescreen television view for the world to view. And as it's been shared. Did I ever put that? That America will be thrown out of the Middle East. Thrown out. They're not just going to leave, they're going to be thrown out. So then again, there's you know, it says in scripture that America will be thrown into the earth, thrown out of heaven, thrown out the Middle East. So we're thinking America just gonna get up and leave. That is not what the scriptures share. It said thrown out. That means America was not going to willingly leave. That they were going to be forced out, thrown out. That's what we're witnessing. America is trying to reassert its dominance. And they're going to be thrown out. False Israel will be left alone in the Middle East to fend for itself. False Israel will be then sieged and destroyed. Sisters and brothers, everything is shaping to exactly what the unsealed scriptures have shared with us. Every day, the unsealed scriptures come more into focus. No one, sisters and brothers, is giving you detailed information on what's taking place in the world and what's going to take place in the world with absolute understanding. A perfect, clear message other than the messenger of the covenant, the breaker of the seven seals, Joshua the Messiah, the one who is going to bring us out of America. Sisters and brothers, let me say it like this. This is let me go back to this. I want to show you this. This is where the world is right now. When you see the abomination that is causing desolation, standing where it does not belong, let the reader understand. Iran is showing, put the spotlight on false Israel in America. America does not belong in the Middle East. False Israel does not belong in the Middle East. When you see this abomination, this is their abomination that is causing destruction in the region, throughout the region. They do not belong there. And the world is watching. So there's no excuse to say you didn't see it, because they're on display. Iran has put them on display for the world to see. This abomination that is causing desolation, standing where it does not belong. And is committing genocide. America and false Israel is committing genocide in the Middle East. A hostile invader, what's the word? A hostile occupier in the region that is causing genocide on nations. Trying and attempting to take with power. Other nations, land and resources. Sisters and brothers, this is where the world is. This is what has been given to us by the messenger of the covenant. This detailed message far in advance. And it's being highlighted by Iran to the world. And the nations have been made aware to watch, to look, to see this abomination that is causing desolation, and have been put on notice. What are you going to do? Iran stands for what is right. With its alliances, what they call their proxies. Iran, Hezbollah, Yemen, Syria, and Pakistan. Sisters and brothers, America will be thrown out the Middle East. You're witnessing let me say it like this. America will be thrown out the Middle East. Once again, false Israel will be seized and destroyed. This event, the destruction of false Israel, is going to change or destroy, not change, destroy their religious eschatology. Sisters and brothers, another standout thing that happened in the past couple days is the American-born Pope stood up against America, pointing out this genocide. Something that has never taken place. Sisters and brothers, false Israel's destruction is going to destroy the narrative that false Israel is God's chosen people. This narrative has been pushed by the Zionist Christian to keep the original black man and woman here in America, us, brothers and sisters, sisters and brothers, from seeing who we are, to block to counter Elijah Muhammad's claim that we are the true seed of Abraham. Again, sisters and brothers, what we're witnessing in the world today, what we're witnessing in heaven, in the Middle East, with this war in heaven, is directly connected to God's chosen people. There's the dragon, who is the house of Saudi Arabia, sitting on the land from the river Egypt to the great river, the river Euphrates. It has put their name, title in front of Arabia, taking claim to a land that God, that Scripture shares, belongs to Abram's seed. And that Abram's seed will be in this strange land, enslaved and afflicted for 400 years. And after that 400 years, I will bring them out with great substance. They will be brought out of that strange land in that, after the 400 years, in that fourth generation that is living. They will return hither into the land that God promised to Abraham. In that day, God made a covenant with Abram, saying, unto thy seed I have given this land, from the river Egypt to the great river, the river Euphrates. Sisters and brothers, that land is possessed by the house of Saud, the dragon, Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia, the house of Saud, is hosting, paying for this war in the Middle East, supporting this war of aggression by America and false Israel, supplying false Israel with oil. Gulf states are backing, supplying and let's say it like this. The Gulf states, they have Shia and Sunni Muslims in each state. These are the Gulf states are Sunni operative states where they're ran or controlled by the Sunni. Now, to just flatten them, take away everything, their water, Iran don't want to do that, because there's also a number of Shia and as well as Sunni Muslims that are compliant to what's right. In, let's say, what's right from Islam, what is right, what is right for people, what is right, So what we're witnessing, sisters and brothers, you have false Israel claiming that they're God's chosen people. You have the dragon who is sitting on the land that is promised to God's chosen people. And they're being protected by the land that actually has God's chosen people in the inside, being afflicted by this nation of America as well as Britain. Because they're not sliding their way out. They're just as much, if not equal, to what's taking place in the Middle East. They have their hands tied up in it as well. Britain and America, they set up false Israel. Now, sisters and brothers, false Israel's destruction is going to cause the world to see who is really God's chosen people. This is going to shock the world, shock the nations. Sisters and brothers, This is going to cause the world to see exactly who America is, who false Israel is. Now, who Britain is, who the House of Assad is. It's going to change the world. Sisters and brothers, we have been blocked from the truth, given deception, lies, deceit to keep you from opening up your mind to truth. So your brain is constantly working on corrupted information. So we're not reading scripture, understanding that what we're witnessing, this unsealed scripture, it's the scriptures of the book, the Bible, the books being carried out in real time. But some we're not connecting what the books to the people of the book. We have disconnected ourselves. They have disconnected our mind from understanding that we are the people. And the scripture, the information given is so detailed that you cannot, a fool cannot err. The details are so detailed, there's no way really to get around the details. So the lies that they have used against us, that they have pushed in our minds to corrupt the brain from seeing, from having the right information to work off of. The unsealed script, the messenger of the covenant, has made it absolutely clear with the unsealed scriptures. Absolutely clear on what's taking place, who's who, how it's going to play out. And you've been watching America's destruction that started in 2020, and it came in with a sign of a plague. That alone, after the 400-year period, a plague came in immediately to begin the destruction, the downfall fall of the destruction of America. This cannot be overlooked, sisters and brothers. The truth which no one else is speaking on. No one else is sharing with you what we're witnessing, and the abomination of desolation, sisters and brothers, only being shared with us by the messenger of the covenant, the breaker of the seven seals, Master Suleiman, Joshua, Daniel the prophet, as shared with us. When you see the abomination of desolation standing where it does not belong, let the reader understand. And Iran is forcing the world to see this abomination that is causing desolation, standing where it does not belong. Sisters and brothers, America and the world is about to have an economic collapse. America, in some facet of in their minds, think that the economic collapse is going to jump over America. The backfire that is going to take place in America, sisters and brothers, is going to be magnified. I'm going to say tenfold of what the backfire that you're about to witness that you're witnessing in false Israel. Everything that false Israel has done and has afflicted on the Palestinians, Syria, Lebanon, Iran, Yemen, African, everything that false Israel has done is about to backfire, and is backfiring on false Israel in Europe. The world is about to witness false Israel go through horror, famine, cannibalism. They're going to be eating each other inside of false Israel. Because everything that they have, no food coming in, no water, all that, false Israel is about to experience it all head on. And no one's going to be there to help them. Everyone, nations, is going to be justified because everyone watched. Everyone seen this abomination of desolation. Before God makes his move, before Master Farad Muhammad makes his move, every nation, every man, woman has the opportunity to look up and see this abomination that is causing desolation. America, Britain, false Israel, this every nation is going to be able to witness this abomination. Abominable, cruel. Destruction of nations, of the Palestinian people, of Lebanon, killing, just bombing civilians. America is a direct participator. Britain, they're directly participating in this abomination. They're hands-on. They're facilitating this abomination that is causing desolation. Everyone is being able, all the nations, all eyes are on America and false Israel. All eyes. When you see this abomination that is causing desolation, standing where it does not belong, let the reader understand. The nations will see and are seeing what America and false Israel are doing. And that they're not going to divert, excuse me, sisters and brothers, from their actions. And that these so-called Arab, Sunni factions these royal families are aligned with America, Britain, and false Israel. They're all going to be thrown out the Middle East. Sisters and brothers, America will find itself in the backfire of backfires. And America's economy is going to crash hard. See, America's gloating as if even to its allies, how America will not be we're not going to feel that we're ready. We have ourselves together. We've covered ourselves. That's what America thinks. This is the way they're posturing themselves against the world as if we're still in control. Sisters and brothers, America is has set a trap up for us. They're spending millions of dollars setting up these ICE facilities that are ballooning all up over America. They're not penitentiary. So what are these facilities that are ballooning up, that they're spending millions of dollars on for? Who are these facilities being prepared for? As they say, making America great again. When was America great? When? When we were animals? When all black were animals? When we had no rights at all? Is that when America was great? Sisters and brothers, the DOD 5240.01 activated the 27th of September 2024. Gives them the right to use lethal force against U.S. citizens. What U.S. citizens are they going to use this lethal force on? Does that take a rocket scientist to figure out who they're planning to use the lethal force on? They're making America great again. When was America great? When it was for them. So, who they're planning to use this lethal force against? Sisters and brothers. Okay, I didn't know that was one. Let's do this. Let's do it.
And in light of
Scripture states, sisters and brothers, Exodus chapter 1, verse 9 and 10. Look, he said to his people, the Israelites have become too numerous and too powerful for us. Come, let us deal shrewdly with them, or they will increase even more. And if a war breaks out, they may join our enemies, fight against us, and leave the country. Sisters and brothers, that is important to understand. Fight against us and leave the country. Why? Think on that. What would cause them to say to say that and leave the country? Who they speaking on? They will fight against us and leave. Why? That means they don't want us to leave the country. Let us deal shrewdly with them, or they will increase even more. Sisters and brothers, they have been attacking us from every elevated place. We are under attack. We are at war. It has been at war for our existence. Over 20 million black babies have been aborted by that Margaret Sanger. They have shot cancer cells into several of our people. They have given these vaccines that cause all kind of problems and death to our children. Cause all types of problems, vascular problems, breathing, all giving us all these bronchitis and all the eczema and causing our male children to have autism, and they notice it's calculating. You can, all these things can be seen. They have attacked us, and from every elevated place, sisters and brothers, to keep our numbers down. They are dealing shrewdly in a plan. They are planning to just all out attack us. This is a plan. Sisters and brothers, they're planning now, they're gesturing a plan to force our children to go to war for them. And we're being attacked from every elevated place in America, from America's conception to this day. We are attacked and have to fight every day for our existence right here in America. And they are planning to force, talking about they're going to require all males, not all their males. Sisters and brothers, Elijah Muhammad shared, the Muslims, we don't have to fight for, we're not fighting, not have to, we're not fighting for our enemies. On behalf of our enemies, we are coming together to protect our selves, our people, our nation against our enemy. Sisters and brothers, the messenger of the covenant will suddenly appear in the messenger's temple. The Lord whom you're seeking. The scripture says, flee to the mountain. Sisters and brothers, when you see Jerusalem surrounded by armies, know that Jerusalem's desolation is near. So when you see this, before false Israel is destroyed, the messenger of the covenant will suddenly appear in the messenger's temple. The Lord whom you're seeking. Flee to the Lord whom you're seeking. Sisters and brothers, America has a plan. They're going to all out attack us. They have another plan to get us in their military and put us in the front line and fight for them against who? Whoever. There are they want to throw us in the they want to throw us in front of them. They want to kill us from both ends. We're going to attack them. If they don't fight for us, and if we're going to attack, we're just going to kill them anyway. But if they fight for us, we're going to throw them in the war and get them killed. So you're going to be destroyed, attacked, and killed anyway. That's their plan. They're planning to, damned if you don't, damned if you do. You're under attack. We're under attack. Sisters and brothers, however, we are God's chosen people. Our time here in America is up. America can threaten and do whatever they want. They think they can do whatever they think they can do. We are in, this is a great day, a great time for us. We're about to rise as a nation, a mighty nation. We will come together overnight as a mighty army, a mighty nation, sisters and brothers, that we're going to protect ourselves, protect our children, protect our women. And we're leaving. We're returning to our land that God has promised us. And Joshua is the Messiah that will take the children of Israel over the Jordan back to the land that God has promised to their fathers to inherit. Sisters and brothers, not Jesus. It says Joshua will take us to the promised land. So, sisters and brothers, Jesus is in distraction, a lie that corrupts the mind, corrupts your mind, that keeps your brain from calculating the truth. That keeps you from seeing who the Messiah is. That keeps you from not recognizing who you are, what you've been given. This, for you to see that this message is a perfectly clear message given to us to be successful in this day and time. Sisters and brothers, this is the light, the only light that is being reflected to our people. This light is being given by the messenger of the covenant. The only light in this total darkness. Now, sisters and brothers, I'm going to bring this to a close. The world is witnessing the abomination of desolation clearly put on high definition, widescreen TV. On any component that you're using, radio, it's causing you to look to see this abomination of desolation. All the nations are watching. And everything you're witnessing is you're about to feel the effect and watch the unsealed scriptures, the Injil, each and everything that has been shared come into absolute alignment or I know to absolute fruition in your face. What's going to happen? China's lining up. Russia's lining up. Europe is lining up. What the angels say? Immediately, when this war, there's going to be a war immediately after this that you can see it now. America is going to war with Europe. America is effectively attacking what they call carpet bombing Europe. They're allies. America is carpet bombing them with what's taking place. It's affecting Europe right now. Europe is under full effect of not being able to use the Strait of Hormuz for energy purposes. Their economy is crashing. Their people are suffering. This is lining up just as the angel shared, the unsealed scripture shared. The war of Armageddon, which the line Louis Farrakhan shared took place in 2023, 2020. Just lying. Don't know what the war of Armageddon is. That they try to reconfigure. He said this and that. He ain't said nothing. Just keep your just watch the weather, basically. Detailed information, sisters and brothers. The messenger of the covenant has given us detail. And the war of Armageddon, sisters and brothers, is a European war that is soon to come. Soon. When this war ends, the war of Armageddon, and you see it's formulating in your face. With that, sisters and brothers, I'm going to bring this to a close and greet you in the greeting words of peace. Assalamu alaikum.